Building with Quadratics project. Your task at creating blueprints and a model for a building. You can work on this as 1, 2, or 3 people. Group signups will be on Canvas. You want to transfer all of your answers from this packet onto this page. Each group will pick a length and a width from the sign-up sheet to use. In this video, we'll go over the example where the length is 12 feet and the width is 18 feet. So what we want to have is a building and a walkway such that the walkway's area is the same as the building's area. We're going to call the length of the sidewalk X. To find the total area of both the building and the walkway, we'll multiply by the length of 2x plus L and the width 2x plus W. It's 2x's because there's one on one side of the building and one on the other side of the building. We'll set up our box. 2x plus L, and in this case L is 12, so we'll write plus 12 right here. And then at the top we're going to have 2x plus 18. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 18 is 36x. 12 times 2x is plus 24x. And then 12 times 18 is 216. We'll combine the two like terms, the 24x and the 36x, and then we'll write out our total area. 4x squared plus 60x plus 216. Now the area of the walkway is going to be the area including these two first terms, which is 4x squared plus 60x. And then the area of the building is the third term here, the 216. Now from here, the area of the walkway must equal the area of the building. So we're going to set the area of the walkway equal to the area of the building. 4x squared plus 60x equals 216. We want to get rid of the 216 on this side, so we'll have 0 only on that side. So your equation is going to be 4x squared plus 60x minus 216 equals 0. For all the examples, these should go in, 4 should go into all the numbers. So we'll divide each of these by 4. And rewrite it. 4x squared divided by 4 is 1x squared. 60x divided by 4 is 15x. And negative 216 divided by 4 is negative 54. And 0 divided by 4 is 0. We'll rewrite that simplified equation down here. 1x squared plus 15x minus 54 equals 0. The coefficients are as follows. The first coefficient of x squared is 1. The middle coefficient is positive 15. And the constant coefficient is negative 54. The product of A times C is negative 54. And the difference, B, is 15. Now from here, we want to divide the product by these numbers. So the first one is going to be negative 54 divided by negative 6. And that's 9. So we'll write 9 in that first blank. And then you'll repeat that. Negative 54 divided by 7. Negative 7. It's a decimal, so we're going to cross out that row and go to the next one. Negative 54 divided by 8, or negative 8. That's also a decimal. You'll keep dividing the product, the negative 54, by each of these numbers. And then we're going to find the differences. So we have a 3, a negative 3. If we had 3 minus 18, that would be a negative 15. But if we switch the signs, 18 minus 3 would give you 15, which is what we want. Do note that on your chosen dimensions, there won't be any numbers that's smaller than 6. For this example, though, we're going to have 3, which is smaller than 6. Okay, at the top of this X, we'll have AC, and at the bottom, we're going to have B. A times C is negative 54, B is 15, and then the two numbers that multiply negative 54 and add to 15, or subtract 15. We have negative 3 and positive 18. So again, this works because negative 3 times 18 equals negative 54, and negative 3 plus 18 equals 15. Alright, let's write the numbers in the box. The first term is going to be the first box, x squared. And then the constant term, the last term, will be in the last box, negative 54. The two other boxes will be minus 3x and plus 18x. If you combine those back together, you would get that 15x. We just decomposed it into two terms. From here, we'll factor out the greatest common factors of each row and each column. The GCF of x squared and negative 3x is x. The GCF of x squared and 18x is also x. The greatest common factor of negative 3x and negative 54 is a minus 3. And then the GCF of 18x and negative 54 is 18. We could check this by finding the lengths and the widths. X times x times negative 3, 18 times x, and then 18 times negative 3. That works. So those are your factors. We'll write those in the parentheses. X plus 18, x minus 3 equals 0. To solve for the x's, we'll set each factor equal to 0 separately. Subtract 18 from each side, add 3 to each side. X either equals negative 18 or x equals 3. We can't have a negative distance of a sidewalk, so that is going to be extraneous. And so 3 would be your real answer. That's the length of that sidewalk. So your x value you'll write right here. You'll do the same thing for your group's length and width values. We'll continue filling this out with the examples length and width. Alright, so on the next page, you're going to choose a type of building. If you're not sure, you could just put house right here. suggested model scale, we're going to have 1 foot equals 3 millimeters. And then the building height, you'll come up with a number here, something bigger than 15. Alright, the dimensions of the building, we have length times width times height. So the length was 12, the width was 18. And then the height, I'm just going to say that it's 15 for mine. The model would be 3 times those numbers. So 12 times 3, 3 times 18, and 15 times 3. For the dimensions of the walkway, we have 2x plus L times 2x plus W. So I'll write that down here. It'll be 2 times the 3 that I got plus 12, and 2 times 3 plus 18. So we have 12 plus 6, 18, and then 18 plus 6. To change it to the model, multiply each of those by 3. The exterior wall thickness is given at least 1 foot, and so your model needs to be at least 3 millimeters. Okay, we have 0.75 feet, 2.25 millimeters, and then 1.2 feet, 3.6 millimeters. Alright, in addition to that, you want to come up with at least 2 structures. You can make more, but you don't have to write those on here. Here are some possible added structures to help you get started. You could choose any 2 of these or any other decorative furniture items. Choose something that goes with the building type that you chose to do. When you make your model, you need to have at minimum 1 floor, 2 walls, and 2 structures. So you don't have to have those 3rd and 4th walls, and you don't have to have a ceiling. If you're making a model out of paper, just to see the thickness with the walls, that'd be about 20 pages. For the floor, 23 pages. You can use cardboard or any other materials that you can gather. If you would rather do it on Tinkercad, you could go to the template, tinker that, and change your dimensions with the template to the ones that match yours. There are many structures that you can use that are already pre-made to help you decorate your models. Once you finish that part, fill out the front page. You write the type of building, the name of the group members, and then the length and the width of the building. Mine was 12 and 18. Convert to the model, multiply by 3. The distance of the walkway, mine was 3. Dimensions of the walkway, you'll get that from the previous pages. That's this part right here, the 18 and the 24. Everybody will write the same thing for these unless you change the model scale. Again, for the height, choose something that's bigger than 15. Write your structure here. When you're writing your dimensions, look it up. It will likely give it to you in inches. Convert it to feet if needed. There are 12 inches in a foot. So if you find it in inches, divide that by 12 to convert it to feet. Once you have finished writing all of those down for your given length and width, I'll sign off for those approved blueprints. Once you have finished your building model with the 2 walls, the floor, and at least 2 structures, you'll either turn in a picture on Canvas or turn in a link to the shared Tinkercad design. You'll turn in the physical paper, and you'll turn in the pictures or the link for part of the points here, and you can get some extra points for more intricate details, more structures, that sort of thing.